Hello Command Dodos! In this episode of Dodo Tutorial, we are going to thoroughly explain what slippage is and how it affects your trading experience on decentralized exchanges. So, what is slippage? Slippage refers to the difference between the expected price of a trade and the price at which the trade is executed. Slippage occurs in all market venues but is considerably prevalent in crypto markets due to the high levels of price volatility. There are two types of slippages, positive and negative. If the actual executed price is lower than the expected price for a buy order, it is considered positive slippage since it gives traders a better rate than they originally intended. If the actual executed price is higher than the expected price for a buy order, it is considered negative slippage since it gives trader a less favorable rate than they originally intended. The opposite is also true for sell orders. For this video, we are going to use BTG to BUSD trading pair on Binance trading interface as an example. If you take a close look at the order book on the right, it is not hard to notice that there are price discrepancies between the BTG's buy and sell orders and its market price at the time. Such price discrepancies are what we refer to as slippage. Now, I will use the depth chart on the left to demonstrate the correlation between slippage and the liquidity depth. In this depth chart, the x-axis represents the price of orders, and the y-axis represents the quantity of orders. The green area on the left represents the buy orders, and the red area represents the sell orders. According to the depth chart, when the total quantities of buy orders is around 300, the slippage is negative 1.7%, and when the total quantities of sell orders is around 300, the slippage is plus 8.4%. It is not hard to notice that the buy order depth curve is steeper than the sell order depth curve, meaning that the bid side liquidity is more concentrated near the market price, while the ask side liquidity is more spread out across the price range, and hence the slippage difference between the bid and ask side. Generally speaking, there are four major factors on decentralized exchanges that affect slippage during trades: the market making strategy of a liquidity pool, the amount of market-making capital of a liquidity pool, the volatility of token price, and the on-chain transaction confirmation time. I will explain each of these factors in detail. The market-making strategy of a liquidity pool refers to how the liquidity of a pool is distributed across the asset's price range. Assuming there are two liquidity pools with the same amount of capital, the pool with more capital concentrated near the market price of the asset has a lower slippage, while the pool that has its capital spread out across the asset's price range has a much higher slippage. Think about the steepness of the depth curve we mentioned previously. The Dodo team introduced the slippage coefficient feature on Dodo DEX to help users navigate through bad trading experiences caused by slippage. Liquidity pools on Dodo will distribute their liquidities differently based on the number of their slippage coefficients. I have created 8 different liquidity pools with equal amounts of capital for the same trading pair, but each has a different slippage coefficient. As we can see, the bigger the coefficient, the flatter the depth curve. Now we can compare the actual slippage that occurred during trades between these 8 pools. Taking a $100 trade as an example, we can see that the larger the slippage coefficient, the fewer project tokens are obtained. In other words, with the same amount of liquidity, the bigger the slippage coefficient, the bigger the slippage during trades. The amount of capital in the liquidity pool also affects slippage during trades. Generally speaking, the bigger the capital, the smaller the slippage in that pool. With the same market-making strategy, the number of tokens that could be purchased for $100 increased by about 6.9% when I quadrupled my market-making capital. The third factor that affects the slippage is the volatility of a token's price. And generally speaking, the more volatile the price of a token is, the greater the slippage. The fourth and the final factor is the on-chain transaction confirmation time. The fluctuation of a token's quoted price from the time a user submits a transaction to when the transaction is confirmed on-chain can cause slippage to various degrees. For example, when trading for the same token at the same time, User A offers a higher gas fee to get his or hers trades to be confirmed before User B, who offers a lower gas fee. In other words, User A is able to buy up all the orders with more favorable prices before User B's trades are confirmed. In this scenario, user B experiences negative slippage because by the time when user B's trades are confirmed, all the favorably priced orders are gone and user B has to settle with orders that are priced higher than the quoted price when the trades was originally submitted. That sums up this episode of Dodo Tutorial. If you still have more questions, please reach out to us on Dodo's official Discord channel and Twitter.